Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rock and Roll podcast. Check out this record. This is the first episode of not only 2022 Anno Domini, but this is the episode 1 of season 3. And my name is Frank, and with me, as always, is my good friend who likes feelings and loves leftovers, Mark.
I got a big bowl of leftover spaghetti waiting for me after this, brother. I can't wait to get all sauced up, and we're recording already, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, guys!
You can always find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, and you can see our awesome jaw lines on YouTube.
But when you ask, great question. New episodes drop each and every Friday-ish.
Good enough. Yeah. If you're hearing us for the first time, you're not annoyed with us yet.
Give us time.
Yeah, give us time, especially if you listen to some of our past reviews. But welcome, everyone. We review records track by track. We have musical discussions, spotlight episodes, might even include some mysteries. We've just scratched the surface. And as I always say, Mark, we are just getting warmed up, baby.
That's right. He does always call me baby. Okay, so you definitely want to check out our verse series where Frank and I will duke it out on behalf of two bands or albums or whatever the fudge in the name of Total Stereo Domination.
Love it. And while you're checking that stuff out, be sure to check us out, of course, on Instagram and our Facebook group. Say hi to Mother Clucker, everyone.
Mother Clucker.
Hopefully these episodes will leave you wanting more of our musical goodness. And Mark, it's Mark, of course, but we love him. And if you got a record you want us to check out, drop us a comment wherever you find us, like, subscribe, rate, review. So I say this, Mark, picture this, Sicily, 1912. Okay, listen, that's a dad joke. And I've been on a Golden Girls binge. And I'd like to take a minute to say RIP to Betty White.
All right. We really lost a legend.
Absolutely. Okay, back to the rock. So, Mark, picture this 2002, 2003-ish, some warehouse space during band practice. Me and you were swapping, no, not spit, CDs to burn, and we're yapping about our admiration for Lagwagon from
I'm there. Yeah.
Thrash, Haas. Check the archives for the Haas episode, by the way. Double platinum and soon to come out Blaze. I remember us talking about it, but for some reason we had this weird blockage for their 5th album. Let's talk about feelings. And this has become such a topic with us that we moved it up the Q ladder to the number 1 spot. So why was it, Mark? We knew the songs, right? We knew May 16th, we knew Messengers, but what happened here? Can you help me out, man?
Dude, I don't have a clue. I don't know if it was all the sweating or cheap beer or what it was in those warehouses, but somehow, I think this was just like a victim of you and I consuming too much music at once, right? Frank and I's world combined when we joined that band, and we threw every piece of music that we knew at the other person.
Yeah.
And it's made us the good friends we are today because we really bonded over some stuff. But that said, stuff got missed, right?
Yeah.
Bands got skipped, things happened, and Lagwagon was a weird one. Because if I remember correctly, I was just like, dude, double platinum is amazing.
Right.
And Frank was like, oh, but like Haas. So we both had love for Lagwagon. It's just somehow this album just kind of skipped our collective consciousness. It's so weird. But that's what happens. And I'm sure there's more records out there that we've simply missed because we got too busy, but we just won't know until we find them.
Absolutely.
So send us those requests.
And I remember, Mark, we also went to see Lagwagon at Ovation too. So again, it's not like we were just casually skipping over the records. So, this album, Let's Talk About Feelings, is actually Joey Cape's favorite Lagwagon album.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. It said that the No Effects album, Punk and Drublick, was a big influence on this record.
Sure.
Now, if we're going to cover this record release, which came out on November 24th of 1998, we're going to also Let's Talk About Leftovers, which consist of unreleased tunes and B-sides. So, Mark, are you ready to take this act to Broadway, my friend?
I didn't wear these heels for nothing, buddy. I've got some smokes for the caper, so let's get in there.
All right, here we go. First track, After You, my friend. We were both familiar. You're welcome. We're both familiar with this from the Live in a Dive record, which is another record that we love so much. And what a great way to kick off this record. You get classic Lagwagon elements and resorting back to actually the Haas sound from as opposed to the double platinum sound. The middle gives us a cute little jazz lounge breakdown, which gets my shoulders moving. Mark, how did this treat your ears as the opening number?
I love this as the opener. Really sets the tone for how dark the Capers lyrics are and how fast and tight the band is and really can be. Just an amazing tune.
Absolutely. Track 2, Gun in Your Hand. Cape and Company could have easily lost steam after double platinum and not acknowledge their roots, but they do that fine and well here. You have this really nice West Coast 90s punk sound with the signature caper sensibility. Mark, are you feeling the gun in my hand?
Yeah, it's amazing how impactful a 2-minute punk song can be. Plus, we get that classic quote, well, it's like they say, if you're not a rebel by 20, you've got no heart, right? I won't do the entire quote, but like, it's just such that perfect use of like punk rock and like music clips as part of the bridge. Like, you know, and then like you balance that with lines like, I just want you to feel the gun in your hand. Like, like it's amazing because it's there's just so much. This is, to me, it's chainsaw pop perfection.
Love it. Chainsaw pop perfection. Woo! Love it. Track 3, Leave the Light On. Lagwagon's always done a good job with the sound clips, right? And in this song, we get 2. We get one from the 1990 film Jacob's Ladder and the other from the 1995 film Welcome to the Dollhouse. I'm not too familiar with these films, except for the fact that I know Jacob's Ladder is a horror film. Mark, did this song make you want to leave the light on?
You know, yeah. I liked it. Like we go right back to their roots with the skate punk kind of banger here. We get a rad little guitar solo halfway through before the clips. Just a rad bridge for the song. It's just so cool. Plus, I think the last clip was meant to be like an intro for the next song.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of the way it plays out. I don't think it ties necessarily to the end of this song. It doesn't seem to fit as much. But you know what? That's kind of the thing with punk rock clips, right? Sometimes they work, and sometimes they make obvious sense, and sometimes the band just thinks it's fucking hilarious. Who knows? You know, I just dig the song. It's just super cool, man. Yeah.
Really cool song. Track 4, Change Despair. Not too dissimilar from what we heard on the past 2 records, but the production seems faster and punchier again than the reserved fast tunes on double platinum. And in that same list where Kate mentions that this is his favorite record, he admires double platinum too, but he said sonically, there were some things that he would change on there. So maybe that's kind of what we're catching. Mark, thoughts on Change Despair?
Yeah, you know, Change Despair, like, dude, who says punk rock songs can't be profound? This song is absolutely amazing. Great track. I mean, like honestly, if you're still one of those people who think that punk rock is just the Ramones, you're a fucking idiot. There's so much more to it. And Lagwagon is a great example of how profound a punk rock band can be.
Yeah, he takes it always like 10 layers deeper than in the content world, which is amazing. Speaking of, track 5, Train. We know I love a good Train reference, as they are the Heartache and my favorite songs. Cape again doesn't have to match, or he matches the heavy lyrics, or he doesn't have to match, all the time, the heavy lyrics with heavy music. And this song kind of has a West Coast kind of shiny vibe, but he entangles it with those heavy lyrics, which is great. And that's a lot of the beauty of his writing. And I adore this song. Mark, what say you here?
You know, I guess Tim Berry wasn't the first punk to talk about train jumping and just riding a train. I really thought that was like his bag, but like, no, this is a gorgeous song. That said, this song has all the earmarks of those heartbreaking tunes that Frank loves, and even that Tim Berry is known for, right? There's something about trains. There's something about what they mean to people, especially people in bands who are moving a lot, people who are constantly on the road, constantly traveling. Really, really interesting song to see him kind of be introspective with. Very cool. Very cool track.
Very cool. Number 6 is Hurry Up and Wait. This could have been on the Short Music for Short People compilation.
Yeah.
It's a nice break it's a nice break where he's talking about the joys and stress of tour life. And I know in our band, Mark, we always fancied a short song to break things up.
Yeah, I mean, what a nod to the Descendants here with this short and punchy tune about being stuck in a van. I love these super short songs because they give you a punch of energy and move and just keep moving on to the next song. My ADHD is fully disengaged and I'm just like super into this because they know how to like, keep young punks, or I would have been at the time, old punks now,
right,
engaged with their records. Really, like, again, this album is so well constructed. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Track 7, Everything Turns Gray. This is actually an Agent Orange cover, and I admit I'm not knowledgeable with Agent Orange. And if I didn't research to see that this was a cover, I would have thought it was another good Lagwagon tune. Mark, do you like the inserting of a cover? And are you familiar? How familiar are you with Agent Orange's work?
Yeah, there's like a ton of people like screaming at their podcast devices, whatever they listen to their podcast. I'm like, how do you guys not know about Agent Orange? Yeah, like, look, I knew this song, right? I recognized it, but I don't know, just like you, I don't know a ton about Agent Orange. Maybe we'll look into them, see if there's something there.
Maybe.
Again, folks, there's only so many hours we can spend destroying our eardrums listening to other people's music. And if we didn't get to this album, it's within reason that we didn't get to an Agent Orange album. Okay? Give us a break. I just love that we get that, like, that little heavier guitar here. It reminds me of the sound of your old SG. It's always kind of lurking around on Lagwagon albums, and I love when they use. Yeah, there it is. I love when they use it because it could just blow the speakers out of your headphones. I really think they do a great job on this, and I love, like one of their, back when they were Section 8, right? They had a heavier faux metal. Shouldn't say faux metal sound, but like metalish sound. I mean, it just sounds like the Lagwagon you want, man. It's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's so good. Track 8, Love Story. We mentioned NoFX earlier. They also had a song called Love Story on their Heavy Petting Zoo album. This is not the same song. It's significantly better. And this is even a time frame where I'm digging NoFX. But this song is way better. Mark, what say you on this tune?
Yeah, the caper here should be also known as Mr. Heartbreak Music, because holy shit are these lyrics personal and cutting. Just a stunning track. I also love how they've positioned this song on. The pacing is just perfection. You don't feel how quick this album goes, especially when you're just right up in it. It's so good. Then, of course, Messengers, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So another tune we were familiar with from the band's Live at a Dive record, and both the live and the studio versions.
And I think this was on like a couple comps or something.
I think so.
I feel like it was out there more in the universe than just that. But sorry,
it's outstanding. It's outstanding. All the things you want out of a good punk song are present. Geez, I mean, this song's amazing. Mark.
Yeah, amazing lyrics aside, the band is so fucking tight on this track. We get those fantastic breaks and transitions that kind of make you feel like you're falling out of your own pants. Like, the band just has this way of moving and swaying and changing rhythms and speed that are so engaging that they really can just be fantastic. Just a killer tune, dude.
Oh, really is. Next is The Kids Are All Wrong. Cape does it again. Short acoustic track that cuts right through with sharp, short, and sweet lyrics. I mean, what else can I say, Mark? I mean,
this is why when people write like 9-minute fluff bullshit songs with like garbage lyrics, I get so pissed off.
I know.
Look what he does under a minute.
Oh.
What do I know? I'm just full of hopeless opinions.
But yeah, it's a good point.
It's a great point. Great line.
I like that. Hopeless opinions. At first I looked at that and I thought at a quick glance it said homeless opinions. I'm like, Mark. By
the way, no. Go ahead.
Here we go. May 16th. One of the band's most popular tunes. And I was familiar with, of course, this, as you were, Mark. In a 2016 interview, Cape said that the date has a nickname, and which is Lagwagon Day. And here's a story as to how he came to pick the date. This is from Cape. He says, it was me hungover in an apartment with some girl I went home with from the bar the night before. There was an acoustic guitar. Yeah. There's acoustic guitar in the corner. And I heard this ruckus happening in a park adjacent to the apartment complex. And it was just a wedding happening on this Saturday, May 16th. And my heart just broke. This wedding that I hadn't been invited to for someone I was so close to for so many years of my life, where misunderstanding caused a falling out between us sometime before. The story is very long and I don't want to revisit it, but I kind of picked up the guitar and the first thing that came to my mind was it's just another Saturday. But obviously I was in denial. The melody and the song came together. By the time my new friend got out of the shower or whatever, I had this terribly sad song. Woo!
I love that story. I had read that ahead of time and I was just like, that's so funny and good for you for getting laid, Joey.
Yes.
An absolute classic from the mighty wagon that lags, my friend. This is probably the song most people point to when they talk about Joey Cape's songwriting abilities and where the band really took on less of the silly song thing. And it came, you really feeling a bit more heart behind it, even if Joey sees it as denial. To me, that's why, and I'm sure he's probably right. I don't know his fucking feelings. To me, that's why it's such an important song, both in their career and on this album. It's just so pivotal, and we really see the entire band kind of turn from this album with this song being like the flag in the street, just really indicating where the band has changed directions.
Yeah, hands down. I mean, hands down. This is just it's an absolute classic. Track 12, Owen Meany. This title is a reference of a John Irving novel, A Prayer for Owen Meany. The little I know about this book is that it tackles serious spiritual issues that it takes on. So that's the subject of our song here. And I mean, what a great way to end an album, Mark. What do you think about that?
I'm looking at my bookshelf
right now. I was gonna say, do you have it?
Absolutely not. I've never heard of this book before. But you know what? It might be worth checking out if it was able to inspire the Caper to write this. Lagwagon knows how to structure an album.
Oh my God,
this is an amazing movement to finish it on, right? Especially you get that combination, right, of May 14th. 16th, and then Owen Meany. It's just a fantastic way to end the album. Like not even like a down note, just like this.
No.
This and that you look back at it at Blaze, and you're like, oh, of course that's where Blaze went.
Right, exactly. It makes so much sense now. And maybe for a while we even had a gap in time of thinking and just in our heads subconsciously it was Double Platinum and then Blaze, and there was a kind of this space between. But I
thought it was a hard turn right between those two, but it turns out that in all honesty, let's talk about feelings is the moment that the turn happened.
Yeah, I agree. So I agree, man. Oh, beautiful. Well, Mark, before we get to our final thoughts about that, the reissue, of course, for this album was released in 2011 and featured on, most of it's featured on Let's Talk About Leftovers, with the exception of the acoustic version of May 16th, which is stunning, and the amazing song Allison's Disease. I encourage everybody to check it out. On the Leftovers record, we're treated to a lot of plentiful and tasty tracks. There's covers from Drag the River, Jawbreaker, Echo and the Bunnymen, Scorpions, and Mark, Devo. Devo. In addition, you get tracks that would be really any other band's best work on their best records, such as Burn the Bridge when we get to it. Raise a Family, Brodeo, Wind in Your Sail. Listen, my brief thoughts are what a collection of B-sides and unreleased tunes, as I had a hard time really finding any complaints with this. This is another record I think that's a great piece, and in addition to the rest of their catalog filled with all sorts of goodies. Mark, your quick take on the Leftovers record.
Yeah, we can't understate how fucking good Allison's Disease is. Please, if you take nothing else from this podcast, go listen to that song. Eat Your Words is another song I would have sold my soul to be able to play myself. Honestly, man. Just amazing. Jimmy Johnson is a stunning tribute to the hardships of childhood and the things that we do in the names of conformity. again, listen to that song. You'll be like, holy crap, I can relate to that. I understand it. And then, of course, I just loved the cover of Bring on the Dancing.
Of course,
I just thought it was amazing. Yeah.
And listen, with Allison's Disease too, just I should have put in here that on the Cape Tony Slide Volume 2, there's a version of Allison's Disease also, which is again equally stunning. So
yeah.
Mark, your final thoughts on Let's Talk About Feelings.
I was genuinely blown away by how amazing this record is from top to bottom. It's paced beautifully. Joey Cape's work lyrically is easily some of his best and most powerful. This is the turning point for the band, like you've heard me say like 9 times, where things go from become more serious and the band's less interested in making you laugh, even though, it kind of starts with that fun little number. Anyways, this thing's getting a 9.9 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love this. After You, My Friend, Gun in Your Hand, Love Story, Messengers, as so good. I mean, this whole fucking record just rules. I'm sorry. This is easily in my top 3 of their albums alongside Blaze and Resolve, with no questions asked.
Oh man. Yeah. So every time we do one of these, if you do the final take first, or if I do it, I'm sure the other person is kind of rethinking their things, and it's tough. It's tough to put it together. As I stated earlier, it's odd that we had some weird block. Both of us, ironically, it wasn't just one of us. Both of us had some weird block with Let's Talk About Feelings. I remember being like, oh, there's this, Lagwagon album between Double Platinum and Blaze, and I guess it's just not a proper album. Maybe I confused it with Leftovers or bunched the two together.
I think that's what I thought. I thought they were 2 separate EPs, and I was just like, EPs, I want the whole album. I mean, I have no idea how we missed this.
No idea. It's an amazing record, and like all Lagwagon records, it doesn't disappoint. I don't know if I wouldn't say it's my fave, but it's Cape's fave, and that means something. Ranking the albums, I might put it in the middle because I do think that Resolve, I really am in love with Hang.
Hang's amazing.
Hoss, Blaze. I mean, those are like the first 4 I mentioned, but Double Platinum too. I mean, even Thrashed, if you think about that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's not bad records in there. Is the problem?
No, there's not.
I get it. There's not bad records. Like,
I mean, I was listening to even the new one, Day Railer, and I was just like, this is really a freaking good album.
My older brother used to listen to Lagwagon, or I think that's phenomenal too. And half of that, or not half of it, 90% of that's Joey Cape's first solo record.
Yeah,
like it's amazing. Like,
and Trash, not Thrash. My bad on that one. Sorry. Anyway, so many things are great. I love all the songs on this record. Train, May 16, Messengers, Ode Mini being the highlights for me. This album's like an 8.5 out of 10. Again, that's strong. And that's just because the other ones are like 9s and 10s for me. But I'm going to get on vinyl, hands down. So
in time, my friend.
In time. Mark, what do we have planned for next episode? Because I have a feeling it's going to be a good one.
I hope so. Frank, I like to hit you with the heavy stuff kind of early on in our season. Yeah, to try. That's right, Mother Clucker. To gauge how heavy we can get before I scare Mother Clucker off.
Oh,
right. So we're hanging out in the Mojave Desert with some stoners as we get into their sci-fi road rally masterpiece.
Oh my God.
Godzilla's Eating Dust +4. By the legendary Fu Manchu.
No kidding. Wow.
Yes, kidding. This album rules. Look, where Lagwagon was very serious and Joey's lyrics were very poignant and personal, we are going to talk about sci-fi and cars and Godzilla and this cool record. I've really been, Frank knows, I've been falling down a stoner rock rabbit hole, and this is one of the beautiful places I landed. I think you'll dig it. We're not going to take anything seriously. We're just going to have a good time.
I love that. So 2009, this is from 2019, or no, this is originally 2010.
So hear me out on this. I'll get into all the details. You're looking for Godzilla's Eating Dust +4. It's a reissue of a reissue. I'll talk you through the whole thing when we get to it. It's only 12 tracks. It's under an hour.
Jailbreak, is that Thin Lizzy?
Yeah, you're ruining the surprise.
Sorry.
That's all right, but yes, it is.
All right, cool. Listen, I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to check it out, and it's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun episode.
Mhm.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, listen, everyone. New year, new season. Thanks everyone for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. Be safe out there in 2022.
Yeah, we love when you make it to the end of the episode with us. It means so much. Makes me all warm and fuzzy. Like I could talk about my feelings or something. But honestly,
or leftovers.
I pay a lady to talk about my feelings, so I won't do that now. But if you'd be so kind as to join me in our sign off here. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Oh my. Oh, hell yes. Oh, bye-bye. Oh, Frank, what are we going to do with all these leftovers? You bad mother clucker.